Hello, and welcome to our channel. My name is Umair Malik, and I'll be your narrator today. But before we get into today's story, please do check down below that you subscribe the channel for more content like this. It's 100% free. Silent warnings. Health signals older adults should never ignore. Most people expect serious health problems to announce themselves dramatically, with searing pain, sudden collapse, or an urgent ambulance ride. The reality, however, is far more insidious. Many life-threatening conditions arrive quietly, masquerading as minor inconveniences or gradual changes you've dismissed as just aging. This subtlety is precisely what makes them so dangerous. Today, we're exploring 5 warning signs your body might already be signaling. These aren't the emergencies that command immediate attention. They're the quiet red flags that medical professionals urge you never to dismiss. If you've been feeling off lately, if something just doesn't seem right with your health, this information could be the wake-up call that transforms everything. Prevention doesn't require waiting for a crisis. Sometimes, knowing which subtle symptoms demand attention can add years to your life and significantly improve its quality. Sign 1. Unexplained weight loss. Shedding pounds without effort might seem like a blessing, but after age 60, it often signals your body's distress. When weight drops without dietary changes or increased exercise, it's rarely just good fortune. Instead, it typically indicates your body is under stress, depleting energy reserves to combat something you may not yet feel. Medical experts caution that unintentional weight loss in seniors frequently correlates with underlying conditions such as thyroid dysfunction, digestive disorders, malnutrition, depression, or even early-stage cancer. What makes this symptom particularly treacherous is its positive perception. It doesn't feel problematic. Your clothes fit better, friends compliment your appearance, and the scale shows numbers you haven't seen in years. Meanwhile, your body could be consuming muscle mass, compromising immune function, or responding to metabolic imbalances. Consider David, a 74-year-old retired postal worker who lost 10 pounds over 3 months without changing his routine. Initially pleased, he only became concerned when fatigue and persistent coughing developed. By the time he consulted his physician, he was diagnosed with a treatable form of lung cancer, discovered only because he finally acknowledged what his body had been trying to communicate. This highlights how psychological denial becomes dangerous. We associate weight loss with achievement or improved health, but beyond a certain age, unexplained weight reduction isn't a victory. It's a reason for investigation. Any weight loss exceeding 5% of body weight over 6 to 12 months deserves professional evaluation. Your system doesn't waste precious energy without cause. Sign 2. Persistent fatigue. Everyone experiences tiredness. It's part of human existence. However, there's a profound difference between normal exhaustion and the bone-deep weariness that persists regardless of rest. This unrelenting fatigue represents one of the most overlooked warning signs among seniors, and it's not simply about being out of shape or sleeping poorly. This type of exhaustion makes routine tasks like personal grooming or preparing a simple meal feel monumentally challenging. It may indicate anemia, heart disease, diabetes, chronic kidney disease, depression, or lingering infection. The challenge is that many older adults attribute this to normal aging. But advancing years shouldn't mean perpetual exhaustion. There's a crucial distinction between natural tiredness and fatigue that makes your limbs feel leaden, your thinking clouded, or your mood persistently low. When fatigue interferes with daily functioning, it's a symptom requiring attention, not an inevitable consequence of aging. Consider Judy, age 68, who once delighted in gardening and walking her dog. Gradually, she began skipping walks, neglecting her garden, and attributing her lack of energy to just getting older. Months later, after collapsing in her kitchen, she received a diagnosis of congestive heart failure. The persistent fatigue had been her body's primary warning, subtle yet significant. Fatigue also exacts an emotional toll, leading to social withdrawal and isolation. This retreat from activities and relationships creates a dangerous cycle, as emotional and physical well-being are intrinsically connected. When one diminishes, the other typically follows. Recognizing fatigue as a potential warning sign rather than an inevitable part of aging can lead to earlier intervention and better outcomes. If you're finding these insights valuable, please comment number 2 below to indicate you're engaged. Sign 3. Changes in bathroom habits. Many people feel uncomfortable discussing digestive and urinary changes, but these shifts can provide crucial information about your health. Persistent changes in bowel movements, whether constipation, diarrhea, or alterations in stool appearance, often signal digestive system issues that deserve attention. Similarly, urinary changes such as increased frequency, nighttime urination, difficulty starting or stopping urination, or changes in color or odor may indicate urinary tract infections, kidney problems, or prostate issues in men. These changes are particularly significant because digestive and urinary systems often reflect overall health status. For instance, Martha, age 71, noticed increasingly frequent bathroom visits and attributed it to drinking more water. When she finally mentioned it during a routine checkup, tests revealed early-stage diabetes that had gone undetected for months. Her body had been working overtime to eliminate excess glucose through increased urination, a classic warning sign she'd misinterpreted. The psychological barrier to discussing these symptoms often delays diagnosis. Many consider bathroom habits private or embarrassing, but medical professionals routinely address these concerns and recognize their diagnostic value. Persistent changes lasting more than a week warrant medical attention, especially when accompanied by other symptoms like abdominal pain, blood in stool or urine, or unusual discharge. These aren't merely inconveniences, they're communication from your body about potential underlying issues requiring care. Sign 4. Sudden weight loss without trying. There's a distinct difference between intentional weight loss that comes from improved eating habits and increased physical activity versus unexpected weight reduction. For seniors, unintentional weight loss represents a significant concern. When you've lost more than 5% of your body weight within a few months without dietary changes or increased exercise, your body is sending an important message. Weight doesn't simply disappear without cause. Your system may be responding to hidden infection, thyroid dysfunction, diabetes, depression, medication side effects, or potentially early-stage cancer. It may also indicate your body isn't properly absorbing nutrients. Malabsorption disorders become more prevalent with age and often progress unnoticed. You might feel relatively normal, perhaps slightly less hungry or more tired, while your body struggles to obtain the essential nutrients needed for health maintenance. Consider Harold's experience. At 74, he remained mentally sharp and physically active, but continually needed to tighten his belt. He attributed this to aging until a routine examination revealed a gastrointestinal tumor that had been silently interfering with nutrient absorption for over a year. His body had been gradually deteriorating while he continued his daily routine, unaware of the serious underlying condition. The psychological impact of this type of weight loss extends beyond physical consequences. It often leads to muscle loss, weakness, and increased frailty. This progression heightens the risk of falls, hospitalizations, and overall decline in function and independence. However, early detection can prevent this downward spiral. If you notice your clothes fitting differently, your appetite diminishing, or friends commenting on your thinner appearance, don't dismiss these observations. Your body is signaling a potential issue, hoping you'll recognize and address it promptly. Sign 5. Chest discomfort that comes and goes. While chest pain might seem like an obvious warning sign, the dangerous varieties aren't always the dramatic, crushing sensations portrayed in media. Sometimes it's a subtle pressure that fluctuates, tightness during mild activity like collecting mail, a strange burning sensation dismissed as indigestion, or even an unusual ache in the jaw or shoulder. What many don't realize is that heart-related symptoms in older adults, particularly women over 65, often manifest in disguised ways. Heart issues might present as unexplained fatigue, nausea, or breathlessness rather than obvious pain. This subtlety explains why many cardiac events in seniors go unrecognized until significant damage occurs. Margaret's story illustrates this danger perfectly. At 68 and relatively active with regular yoga practice and gardening, she began experiencing chest tightness while pulling weeds, but attributed it to muscle strain. Only when her daughter insisted on a medical evaluation did they discover significant coronary artery blockage. Her body had been sending signals for months, but she hadn't recognized their significance. Psychologically, we often avoid acknowledging such symptoms because they generate fear. Denial becomes a protective mechanism. It's probably nothing provides comfortable reassurance. However, each time we ignore these bodily signals, we increase the distance between preventable intervention and medical emergency. The key takeaway isn't to focus solely on pain, but to recognize patterns: discomfort during mild exertion, recurring pressure, unexplained exhaustion, or unusual sensations in your upper body. These subtle cues may indicate your heart is communicating important information that shouldn't be ignored. If you find this information valuable, please comment number 4 below to indicate you're engaged. If you haven't subscribed, I recommend subscribing and activating notifications to receive future videos. Sign 6. Slow healing wounds or unexplained bruises. Sometimes your body communicates not through pain or dizziness, but through visual cues you might notice while looking in the mirror. a bruise without remembered cause, a small cut that resists healing, or a scab that repeatedly reopens. These aren't mere inconveniences. They're potential warning signs deserving attention. When wounds heal slowly, it may indicate compromised circulation, particularly in extremities like legs, feet, or hands. Your blood might be struggling to deliver nutrients effectively, or your immune response might be diminished. In some cases, this points to undiagnosed diabetes. In others, it suggests vascular disease or declining organ function. Whatever the cause, it indicates your body is having difficulty with processes it once handled effortlessly. Consider Donald's experience. At 73, he noticed minor scrapes from yard work lingered unusually long. His skin bled easily, and bruises remained visible for weeks. Only after a neighbor mentioned experiencing something similar did he seek medical evaluation, which revealed declining kidney function affecting blood clotting and toxin filtration. The bruises weren't random occurrences. They were his body's communication system at work. Many seniors dismiss such signs as inevitable aging effects. However, wise individuals question why healing takes longer, why skin marks appear without trauma, or why bruises develop spontaneously. Your skin, as your largest organ, often provides early indications of internal disturbances. When your external healing process is slow, internal systems likely face similar challenges. This realization should prompt medical consultation rather than prolonged observation and speculation. Every bodily change deserves notice, because noticing might be your lifeline to early intervention and better outcomes. Final thoughts. Often, the most significant health warnings aren't dramatic symptoms like stabbing pain or obvious injury. They're the subtle changes: lingering fatigue, gradually developing numbness, alterations in skin condition, or shifts in appetite or weight that seem insignificant initially but accumulate meaningfully over time. These signals aren't simply aging quirks. They're your body's attempt to communicate important information. The essential message from this discussion isn't fear but awareness. Wise older adults don't panic over every bodily change, but they also don't dismiss them. They pause, consider, and take action when something feels wrong. Your body has accompanied you through decades of life experience. It knows how to alert you when assistance is needed. Early recognition of these signals provides opportunity for intervention that maintains strength and function longer. Don't wait for blaring alarms. Notice subtle changes, trust your intuition, and speak up even about seemingly minor concerns, because sometimes a single conversation with a healthcare provider can dramatically alter your health trajectory. Thank you for joining today's discussion. We value your thoughts. Please comment below sharing one insight gained today and how you plan to apply it. Your perspectives matter greatly and provide motivation for our continued work. If you found this content helpful, please like, subscribe, and share. Your support enables us to continue creating informative, inspiring content for our community. We look forward to connecting again in our next video.